Wow, 80,000 in the words of NSYNC. Gone. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys check out the website, Working Hard, Boxingego.com. Just pinned another article, and it was just released and announced by Matchroom Boxing that the anticipated fight between Anthony Joshua, IBF champion, and former long-reigning champion, and that's Wladimir Dr. Steelhammer Klitschko, that fight has now surpassed George Groves and Carl Froch rematch to set a Wembley box office boxing record. So obviously this is a stadium fight. It's an anticipated fight. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And already have 80,000 tickets gone, sold, done. That's crazy. Crazy stuff, man. And I told you guys in the past video, the UK is lit, and they've been lit for a minute. A lot of British champions, probably more than they've had in the last 2 decades. And it's just, I'm looking forward to a real good fight. They said they released the second batch of tickets. They did it in like segments. The first batch went, and then they had a second batch of tickets available to the public, and those sold within an hour. So shout out to Sky Sports and Matchroom Boxing, and also the fighters, Anthony Joshua, Wladimir Klitschko, getting it done. Heavyweight fight. This is a real difficult fight. I've already dropped the Boxingego first look on this, the Tale of the Tape series, so you guys can see they're evenly matched. You can look at the picture. They have about the same build. They're both big, wide shoulders. They're both tall, and it's a really good heavyweight fight. On one end, it's easy to say, oh, Joshua, he's just been looking too good, and he's been blown through competition, all knockouts, so he's going to blow through Klitschko. But I don't know, because you don't want to make a mistake with a guy who's equal in size, with the veteran experience like Klitschko. And I understand it's harder to knock an undefeated fighter off of their horse, you know what I mean, off the totem pole. But Joshua has to be cautious because he's never faced anyone with the resume and that I think that is as good as Klitschko. He's faced some, you know what I mean, rugged dudes. Eric Molina gave Deontay Wilder some issue. He fought Dillian White, who, you know what I mean, rocked him early, and then he went to stop him. Plus, Dillian White had the amateur knockout, and you've seen how much heart he showed in the Derek Chisora December 10th fight that was on his undercard, Joshua versus Molina. So Gary Cornish, you know what I mean, but you can't put Gary Cornish in the same breath of air as either Klitschko, right? So it's still a dangerous fight. The two have sparred before, and see, this is another thing that Klitschko, he's a smart fighter. He does certain things, like you notice when he fought Alex Lepai and Kubrat Pulev and Alexander Povetkin, he uses his height very well. Good jab, clinches, puts his body weight on you, muscles those guys around, because even though they're heavyweights and they're big, stocky dudes, it's hard to have a big ass 6'6", 245-pound man putting his body weight on you. You know what I mean? People are strong. Klitschko's strong. I even seen Klitschko hurt Brian Jennings in the 12th round. If you guys go back, watch that 12th round. He hurt Jennings. Jennings has heart though. Shout out to my dude. Bye. So Klitschko, he's sneaky, and he took the fight off of a long layoff, and he's coming off of an injury supposedly that kept him out for the whole 2016. The other reason he was kept out is because he was supposed to fight Tyson Fury. Then there was rumors circulating that Tyson Fury's camp was going crazy, and there were some disturbances, and Fury wasn't seriously training, and some disarray, if you will. And then it got rescheduled to October, and then Tyson Fury fails for having cocaine in his system. Not a good look. So he's kind of gathering his life, trying to get back on track. And this is a good fight. We're supposed to get it December 10th. Now we're getting it, and people are still interested, and that's evident by the ticket sales. So Klitschko, I think a lot of people look at boxing, and I don't know what you guys really look. You don't really break down fights from what I see in the comment section. It's just like, this fighter's a bitch, or this happened, and there's a lot of stereotypes and a lot of black clouds that you guys hold over certain fighters. I'll be the first to admit, Tyson Fury versus Klitschko, basura. I didn't really like the fight. I thought Tyson Fury, I liked his game plan at first, but it got kind of mundane because nobody was really doing nothing. For a heavyweight fight, I expected more than that. You know what I mean? Even for Klitschko standards, I understand his style. Some guys aren't going to necessarily do this or throw this amount of punch, but that set like an all-time low for recent heavyweight fights of the few amount of punches thrown over the course of 12, right? I thought the way Klitschko went out and it didn't even look like he was trying to make adjustments until the 11th and 12th round or late in the fight. So I thought it was a horrible performance, but I'm also realistic and I'm also respectful of the veteran. Like a lot of people, you can't judge him off for that one fight. You know what I mean? Because he got knocked out by Lamont Brewster. And what happened to his career after that? You know what I mean? He got knocked out by Corey Sanders. Rest in peace. What happened to his career after that? You know what I mean? He bounced back from them. Same thing with like even guys like Pacquiao. Pacquiao got knocked out by literally somebody who's not revered in boxing, Rustico Torrecampo. You know what I mean? But sometimes those early losses make or break you depending on the character. And the fact that Anthony Joshua has not lost yet, you know what I mean? Sometimes losing can improve. At least in the Klitschko, from what I've seen, in the Klitschko circumstance, I've seen it improve him because he became a smarter fighter. He has a suspect chin or whatever you want to call it. I don't really, I think that's overstated too. In the heavyweight division, trust me, if you're getting punched flush by big ass 240 to 262 pound men, it's probably gonna hurt to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like some of the other divisions where people are definitely below average or moderate punchers per capita. These dudes, especially nowadays, and there's no super heavyweight, they can weigh in at whatever they want. I remember watching Deontay Wilder, I think it was versus Malik Scott, and Deontay Wilder's on the scale eating cheesecake or ice cream or something. He was eating some kind of cake as he's weighing in. So weigh-in doesn't even matter for the heavyweights. Some of these dudes are like super heavyweights. I met Wilder. The dude's big, and I'm big. You know what I'm saying? So I think a punch from any of these guys is gonna hurt. So the suspect chin, I don't know who, honestly, I don't even know who in this crop of new fighters has a granite chin at heavyweight. I seen Joshua hurt in the Dillian White fight. Seen him got knocked down, but he showed heart and finished the fight and stopped Dillian. I've seen Deontay Wilder hurt. Eric Molina hurt him. I've seen Klitschko knocked out. I've seen Tyson Fury get dropped by a cruiserweight and Steve Cunningham. So, you know what I mean? All these guys have power to a degree. Obviously, some people like Joshua, Luis King Kong Ortiz, Wilder, their power is going to stand out more so than the bunch because it's above average power. But it's a good fight, man. And Eddie Hearn had this to say: the demand for tickets for Joshua versus Klitschko is phenomenal. This is unquestionably the biggest fight in British boxing history, and we have sold out Wembley twice over. Right? So I heard they're configuring this to 90,000. Right? I've been working hard, man. Maybe it's time for Ego to take a break, get my passport, and travel to the UK because I like how the UK is getting down. And shout out to Klitschko for taking the fight, and also Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's career has been full steam ahead, and this is not a prediction video. I might pick Joshua, I might pick Klitschko, I don't know, but stay tuned for the 7 reasons. But Joshua, his career, it looks like he was fighting the right types of fights that he needed to build his confidence. And then after Charles Martin, it's been kind of like on and cracking. They just put him in there with whatever. They gave him a title shot. I understood that. That was an opportunity. Charles Martin beat Glasgow in I don't know, just a decent fight or whatever you want to call. Like, it was a weird ending with the injury. He twisted up his knee and they seized the opportunity. That was smart on Eddie Hearn's behalf, Matchroom, and Anthony Joshua, because he knocked Charles Martin out, and then it's been on and popping for Joshua since. I love the way Joshua trains. Pause. I think he's a dog. He's an animal, and he's really hungry, and I like his demeanor. I think he almost seems like a good role model and stuff too. I don't know the dude. I know he had like past drug charges and shit like that, but I mean, it looks like he's cleaned up and he's focused on boxing. So it's just a good fight, man. These numbers are crazy. The U.S., man, I'm actually disappointed. I need to move back to England. I told you guys I used to live in England. I want to move back, man, because America, they don't celebrate American champions. You look at the love Joshua's getting, right? He's getting love. Carl Frampton is all Scott Quigg, Caleb Smith, all these dudes, they're getting love, man. You go to America, they're like, Terrence Crawford's a bitch. He ain't fought nobody. Floyd sucks asshole. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather sucks. Conor will beat his ass. Like, you rooting. It's like you want, if that happens, so be it. But it's like you want the guy from Ireland to beat the American champion. And it's cool. I understand, like in a Gennady Golovkin or people from other areas. There's a lot of great fighters from all around the world. Kovalev, Golovkin, Pacquiao. There's a ton of people. But it's just like, damn, you don't show no love to to actual fighters from your own country. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. UK is lit and they got it going on. 80,000 people. They're selling out like hotcakes. So it should be a good fight. I've already dropped the first look for this fight. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll probably drop some more stuff regarding this fight. Some kind of like, you know, I'll be in my zone. Probably like the 7 reasons. I might even do a Boxingego weapons on this. Stay tuned to the channel. Salute to these 2 people you guys see pictured, because they're putting it all on the line. This is clearly Joshua's biggest test, and if he passes with flying colors, then he's the man. If Klitschko beats Joshua, then he's the man, and he shows like, hey, it's not over. You know what I mean? That Tyson Fury, don't judge me off of that. So shout out to both. Check out the website, boxingego.com. Check out the YouTube, subscribe, Boxingego. We working. 2017, 80,000 tickets. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.